How do you do? It's me, Stefan Burchard, the Desert Bowtie Realtor, with your latest episode of Networking Nuggets. This is an exploration of business building through networking, social connections, and digital media. The purpose of this podcast is to build trust, to grow business, increase referrals, and build testimonials. And we're having technical difficulties with our Facebook Live. It says we're live, but it's a blank screen. So hopefully you guys out there in Facebook land can see us. Anyway, today I have a buddy of mine, Lou, with Coachella Valley Home Watch. So Louis Moreto, he's part of my networking group, BNI, Business Networking International, the BNI Desert Alliance. So Lou, say hello to our audience today.
Hello, everybody out there.
Yay. So Lou, why don't you tell us a little bit about you, a little bit about your background and how you came to be involved with BNI Desert Alliance.
Sure. First, thanks for having me. So I started Coachella Valley Home Watch with the realization that there's a whole host of people out here who are seasonal and part-time and are worried about their properties out here when they're not in the desert. So my background is I had a 27-year career in law enforcement, retired as chief of police in New Jersey, and as soon as I retired, moved out to the desert, left the snow behind me. In my community, I realized in short order that there was at least a dozen homes that had serious issues at their homes when they were not home, and these were all seasonal and part-time homeowners. So I decided to start Coachella Valley Home Watch to provide a service for people so that they have peace of mind when they're away from their desert home, that somebody is looking out for their investment out here. I also quickly learned that there's a National Home Watch Association that will certify and accredit home watch companies because it's an unregulated business. So the Home Watch Association was looking to ensure professionalism within the occupation and to give people peace of mind that the home watch person that they were hiring was background checked, properly insured, bonded, and was properly trained, not only nationally, but regionally, because the issues we have here in the desert are different than the issues we would have in, say, Florida, where they have high humidity. So I opened my business October of last year, and I look forward to helping people have peace of mind when they're away from the desert.
Cool. So you got involved with our BNI chapter like almost immediately.
I did. I saw the value in it immediately. I actually originally started with the Palm Springs Regional Association of Realtors, and a fellow associate member there introduced me to BNI. And as soon as I went, I saw the value in the business networking model that BNI has.
Cool. So my first question is always about venues and avenues of networking. So obviously we have the Business Networking International in common, our chapter that we go to. You mentioned Palm Springs Regional Association of Realtors. Can you think of any other networking venues that you frequent or that maybe some uncommon ones that people don't think of?
Well, I'm trying to reach out to some of the larger management companies for HOAs. Mm-hmm. Those managers know the homes that are not occupied full-time, and they tend to be a workload for those managers, and we provide an avenue for them to make sure that those homes are taken care of. And one of the things that we offer to our clients is we take care of HOA violations, so we prevent those nastygrams from coming from the management company when the lights are out, the garbage cans are left at the street, different minor nuisance things that the community wants to make sure that everyone does their part to keep the community clean, safe, and looking good.
Cool. I was thinking specifically about other venues like BNI, places where we go meet people, what I call shaking hands and kissing babies. So anything else where, like when you're out there networking about your business to other individuals, like I said, Palm Springs Regional Association of Realtors, other organizations.
Well, I am starting to reach out. I'm looking at the various chambers of commerces to see which ones I want to participate in.
Okay.
It'd be nice if there was one large one, since there's, well, it doesn't encompass the entire valley.
Yes.
Valley. I'd like to have be nice if people didn't have individual chambers of commerce and it was one unified one.
We'll
But I
talk
don't
after
think
the
we're there yet.
podcast.
Okay.
We'll talk after the podcast. Do you have any kind of materials or preparation when you go to any of these network events besides your business card?
No, I really, not everyone is familiar with HomeWatch.
Yeah.
So I try to just bring information to them, explain to them what HomeWatch is. People will often sit there and say, oh, you're security. No, we're not really security. Although we offer some of those services, we go far beyond what an alarm company would do, what a property manager would do. We're actually looking after that house as though it was our own.
So you're educating people.
Yes.
When you go out networking, you're actually educating people because there's a lot of misinformation about what it is that you do.
Yes, I really think it's similar to Steve Jobs when he made the comment. He created the iPhone and said, we're creating something that everyone needs. They just don't know that they need it yet. And I think that's kind of what HomeWatch is, because people are worried about their homes when they're not here, but they haven't necessarily heard of HomeWatch and know that there's a specific group of professionals that will specifically look out for their house and give them peace of mind.
What about education or inspiration? What do you do to keep on top of your game so that with your networking, you're out there educating, inspiring?
So the National HomeWatch Association has continual podcasts and training online, and they also have an annual conference that I attend to make sure that I'm at the lead of the HomeWatch industry, making sure that I'm providing everything I can service-wise to my clients.
So the industry that you're in provides a lot of educational materials for you. So cool. What about like with BNI? Do you go out and watch the podcast there? Or?
I do try to when I'm going from place to place, listen to the podcast on the radio in the car, because it's just dead time.
Yeah. That's a hint, y'all. If you want time to educate yourself, use that commute time. I personally do not listen to anything but podcast and educational content until my day is over. Then I rock out to some fun dance music. That's just my personal thing. Do what you want, but it's a great way to get educational content. And most podcasts are free, just like this one. My favorite word, free. It's my favorite F word. Can you think of a mistake, something funny in your networking world? I know it's kind of new for you, but in the last year, can you think of something funny where you learned something valuable about networking, but a funny story? And maybe there isn't one. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. I would say the only the only one that comes to mind is when I was explaining that when we go to a house, especially if it's raining out there, which isn't very common out here, I make sure to wear paper booties on my feet, and I referred to that in the meeting as if you need somebody for a booty call. And I realized as soon as I said it, oh, that wasn't the right thing to say.
Well, you might want to use that more often. It'll get people to listen to you.
That's for sure.
Yes,
it definitely got everyone's attention.
Yeah, that's awesome. Was there anything you learned in the last year of your networking that surprised you? Something that was like,
Well, it surprised me that, business people in general, in the networking that I've done, a lot of people are clueless about HomeWatch and haven't heard about it. In the desert community here, with probably 50% or so that are part-time or seasonal, that people aren't aware of that.
Do you have anything else to add to this conversation about networking that we haven't covered?
I think networking is hugely important. I think it's great to get to know other like-minded business professionals so that you can learn from them and also learn how it is you can give those other business professionals referrals, and that they in kind can do the same.
How did you come upon going to the Palm Springs Regional Association of Realtors? How did you?
In the community I live in, I have a realtor that lives a few doors down,
Okay.
and he mentioned that as a great networking
Okay.
opportunity.
Good. Okay. And then when you were at that, then you connected with another professional who turned you on to BNI.
Right, which is actually a perfect example of why networking is so important.
And then in the BNI chapter that you belong to, have you made other connections as far as other groups you might be able to? Or
Yes, I'm constantly looking for ways to network, especially now. Now's my season where all the snowbirds are coming into town, and now's my opportunity to meet them. Realizing, of course, everyone who's here in the desert, enjoying our beautiful climate, is not thinking anything about home watch until 2 weeks before they leave. So it's critically important for me to get my name out there, to get the word out there, so that people, when they are starting to wind down and realize they're leaving our paradise here, that I'm available for them when they're gone.
cool. Well, I can't think of anything else from my little checklist here. So thank you. Thank you for taking the time to be on my podcast and my Facebook Live. It is live.
And hopefully people actually see us instead of a blank screen.
Well, I think that, we've got a thumbs up from Muhammad and from Robert Mraz. So
That's a good sign.
I think we're out there, but I also think I put it out to the wrong channel, but that's okay. You live and learn. So here's a good lesson in the moment, y'all, with regards to networking. You can't do it perfectly. You are going to make mistakes. You're going to fall down. And my philosophy about that is, if you're not making mistakes, you're not trying hard enough.
There you go.
And it's okay to make mistakes, because I don't know about y'all, but I only learn when I make mistakes.
the best way to learn.
So thank you for listening. That's it for today. Stefan Burchard, the Desert Bowtie Realtor, taking knots out of real estate. Save. Okay. And live video.